Happy Monday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. We're back to kick off another week here on the show, and we're headed out to Indianapolis, Indiana, with listener Natalie today, talking about, well, 3 trips in one. First of all, her bachelorette party down at Art of Animation with her crew. They stayed in a Lion King suite. We talk about putting that all together and getting everybody down to Florida and a wild day at Epcot, drinking around the world, and more. And then we talk about an epic trip staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge in a 3-bedroom villa with Premier Pass over at Magic Kingdom. How about that? With Natalie's family. So we discuss what that was like. We could all dream, right? And then finally, we talk about her upcoming wedding in October, where she's going to honeymoon and tag on a quick little stay at Disneyland. She's never been there. So we talk about what she's excited for and how she's planning for that trip. Don't forget, today's podcast is always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, or Adventures by Disney Vacation for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. You can use that anytime you purchase things online, and it helps support the show with each purchase. So again, bookmark it, use it as often as you can. beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys keep us on the air, and I cannot thank you enough for that. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd sure love to have you. Patreon.com/beourguestpodcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2718 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from beourguestpodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Monday to you. Hope you had a great weekend as we kick off the 4th of July week here in the States. Got a good, everybody should have the day off on Friday, so let's just get there. Let's make this week work. If you have fireworks ready to go on Friday, if you in the Midwest, I'll just say, and our guest Natalie is from the Midwest as well. The fireworks are already going off in my neighborhood, like nightly. Yeah. They've been going off for weeks. It's fair game probably from the beginning of June. Now, it will amplify this week. Every night it will get more prevalent. It will start earlier. It is just a Midwestern thing. And I kind of enjoy it. Like it lulls me to sleep this time of year. It's just how it is. It's been this way as far as I know, as far as I grew up. There are 5 fireworks stands within a 1-mile radius of where I live. You can get fireworks very cheaply. Right now, they're buy 1, get 4 free. I just saw going up to LS Teca for dinner tonight. So if you need fireworks, come to Weldon Spring, Missouri. But we're going to get there on Friday. We're going to have a great trip report for you today as you're heading into work or wherever you're headed. So, speaking of Natalie, she's out in Indianapolis, Indiana, one of the great Midwestern towns. Natalie, what's going on? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Nothing, just hanging out. Just got home from work. Real excited to talk Disney.
Don't want to talk basketball, though, correct?
Oh.
Or Achilles tendons.
It was so heartbreaking.
I know.
To see Halliburton go down.
I know. We're totally blocking this show from going to the greater Oklahoma City area. It's not happening.
Yeah, I hadn't realized. I thought that we won 25 years ago, because I guess that's the last time. I think it was 25, something like that. But we didn't even win then. So it was like, it was all on the line, and we did not make it. It's too heartbreaking.
I mean, you got the Colts, and it's all right.
But yeah, I only get really invested when I'm pretty much a bandwagoner. I only really get invested when it matters. So
fine.
I'm fine now.
That's fine. And we're going to talk Disney. You got lots of fun Disney trips to talk about today. We're going to talk about 2 that are going to be amazing. And you have one coming up that's going to be for a very special reason, which we'll kind of wrap with, because I'm going to kind of get a little preview on that. But before we do this, you've been on the show, you've called in, and we've heard some of your listener questions on the podcast. You're a great friend of the show, which I totally appreciate. But give us just a quick, a minute or 2 background on your Disney fandom. Like, where are you? Like, I'm sure that you are kind of the go-to person in your friend group as far as Disney questions if folks are heading out to Disney World and thinking about any kind of Disney trips. But did it start in a certain way for you? Has it always been this way? Like, what's your story?
So we grew up going to Disney like when I was younger. I remember going to Disney. I think we stayed at I think it was called the Grove Center back then, but it's
Yes.
whatever. It's that hotel.
Because I
That's
always
where we
remember,
always stayed.
funny story about that. I remember always seeing that in guidebooks when I first got into Disney, and I'm like, I cannot pronounce
Uh-huh.
this. Like, I have no idea. Like, because it was like a, not Disney. It was a Disney Springs, or back then,
Yeah.
Hotel
Downtown
Boulevard
Disney
or
back
something,
then.
Hotel Plaza Boulevard Hotel, and I'm like, dude, I don't even know how to say this hotel.
Yeah, we always stayed there. I don't even remember the first time we stayed on property. My mom swears we stayed at the Contemporary growing up, but she could just be telling me that because I don't have any memory of that. And then in high school we kind of took a break, and then I remember me and my mom went on a trip in 2015. Oh, that has been 10 years. We went on a
Dude.
trip, just me and her, in 2015, and we just stayed at All Star Sports, I think, and I don't even think we got any tickets or anything. And all of a sudden it was like back like it was never bored. So then my family started coming, and then I got some of my friends to come. It's just been so ever since then. We say we want to go 2 times a year before we die.
Hmm.
Every year before we die. So we do go a lot. But so this year I've already been twice, so I've hit my quota already, I guess, this year.
And so, obviously, you listen to podcasts and stuff like that. But I mean, how much are you invested? I mean, because we've talked about you're planning like I said, a special trip coming up here this fall. We'll talk about that at the end. And you were like mentioning that you got inundated by TikToks because you're trying to find like the perfect hotel, and there's not a perfect hotel for that situation. But
Right.
is this something that, like, probably 90% of our audience, it's like every time you sit down, you're opening the phone, you're looking at social media, and like 90% of your feeds Disney content, stuff like that?
Yeah, I would say I'm in pretty bad. And my problem, so the trip is going to be Disneyland, and my problem is I feel like such an expert on Disney World. I hate. I mean, it's exciting because I'm learning new stuff, but the way I feel about it, I just feel like I just don't know my information, and it's really hard for me. But yeah, no, I would say I look at the Disney like website, I would say at least several times a week, even if I don't even have a trip on. I listen to every one of your podcasts. I wish there were more. I wish you would come out with.
Stop.
I wish it'd be 4 days a week. I understand you have a life and a family, but just for me personally, it really gets me through my day. So, listener question, I think, is my favorite one, and I love the Friday show.
I appreciate that.
Those are always fun.
Mondays are usually people's favorites, so there you go. I think I
I
enjoy
do
the
love Monday
Mondays.
too because look where I am, and
Exactly.
I can't complain about any of them.
Okay,
I love
good.
them all.
I love talking to new folks every Monday. I mean, nothing wrong with Ricky, Pam, and Scott, but I love, getting to talk to new friends every Monday. So we are going to talk about, because it's going to be your honeymoon. We're to Disneyland. So that's kind of the spoiler here
Disneyland,
for
yes.
the end. And we'll talk about that. But let's jump into the first trip, which was Bachelorette
My
Party
bachelor party.
at Walt Disney
It
World.
was
So
so fun.
this is kind of a continuum here. So tell us about
Yes.
how that came together, how you decided to, because I mean, you're in Indy, and you could have gone places in the Midwest. A lot of folks go to Nashville for Bachelorette Party. I've heard. I don't know. I've never been to
Gotcha.
Nashville. A lot of people ride those little pedal bikes and stuff. I don't know. My daughter listens to
Uh-huh.
lots of country music. So, but you went to Walt Disney World. You're a Disney fan. So tell us about
Yeah.
the logistics of a Bachelorette party at World.
Oh, originally, even before I met my fiance, we've been together 4.5 years. Even before I met him, I was gonna get married in Disney World. That was
Mhm.
my whole thing. And then I guess I didn't have a groom or anything at that time, and I didn't consider like they would have an opinion on it.
Yes, that would be
And
my
it's
daughter.
sort of-
By the way, that would be Mallory. She's like, oh yeah, he might have to. That'd be the last thing she would think about. Like, is that he might
It
actually
literally
have
did
an
not
opinion.
even cross my mind. Like even after we got engaged, I was like, okay, so we're doing that. He was like, I don't really know, and I was like, oh, you don't. I didn't even think about it. So, and I don't know, realistically, I don't know if we could really afford it. But for the bachelorette party, it was just kind of what we were always going to do. I've been talking about it again before we even got engaged. So it was a no-brainer. There's no other option. I talked about Seattle for a second, and we were like, what are we doing? We're going to Disney World. This is ridiculous.
So, like, I mean, it's been forever, right? I'm old, but like I remember when my wife had hers, like it was just around town, right? It was just some of the bars
They've
around
gotten a
town.
little bit more
and,
elaborate these days.
I think so. Yeah, exactly. Everything has, and it scares me to death when my daughters decide to get married. I'll just be in the poorhouse. But with all that
The only good
travel
thing
and
was
all that,
all my
like,
friends. Yeah, all my friends got married before me, and I went on like to Las Vegas with them,
So
and
they
to all these.
owed you.
So
Okay, so yeah,
yeah,
so
so we
yeah.
didn't. I didn't feel. I mean, I didn't feel bad, but I didn't feel as bad making them go to Disney World. They wanted to go. They were excited.
That's true. That's true.
'Cause
If
a
you
lot
pick a
of them,
good
they weren't
place.
Disney regulars, besides my sister-in-law.
So they're all Disney fans. All the other folks going, all
Fans,
the
but none of
ladies.
them had really been like. So my sister-in-law went on my bachelor party, and she goes on every trip with me, and so but they all love Disney, but they don't go every year. So one of them had only been one other time in their whole entire life, which is mind blowing for me.
Well, I mean,
She ripped my
that's
mind mind blowing once.
that mind blowing to us, but that's probably half the population of the country. I
That's
mean,
that's realistic.
those
Yeah,
are called
for sure.
that's called the normies. But anyway,
Right.
this is gonna be a fun show. I can already tell it's gonna be a blast. So okay, so what are the so you get. How do you like the logistics of getting everybody? Because you stayed at Art of Animation, you got a Lion King suite. I think this is awesome. I mean, can you feel the love tonight? That's what I'm thinking. Elton John's there serenading.
So
but
exciting.
I don't know.
I
This
love
is
those
how
suites.
my brain works. But so how do you get everybody like on the same page to get there and to kind of have your agenda? I don't know. Like, what's the pre-trip like?
So
for
there
this?
were several meetings that were had.
Yeah.
There was a Disney group chat. I put a PowerPoint presentation together.
Nice.
Me and my sister-in-law did. And I like stood there, had talking points. I explained everything to them. I had them download the Disney app. I was like, you guys need to get really comfortable. I felt like a teacher.
Are you, I just want to say, what
the
are
planning
you
might
a
have been more
teacher? Because
fun.
you seem like a teacher type. You should be an elementary school
No.
teacher.
I work at a hospital.
Okay.
But I'm not a nurse or anything. I just work in like the customer service.
You totally seem
But
like a
no.
teaer. I mean, in a good way. I mean, in a very good way. You should be a teacher.
Yeah, no. I could be a teacher about Disney, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Disney
totally.
World, not Disneyland, as we learned. It's just about Disneyland's part. But yeah, I put it all together, and then so my sister-in-law had been to, and my best friend had been on a couple trips with me. And so they kind of helped it. She kind of booked it all. And then, I mean, I obviously booked it too, but we just kind of went from there. Everyone kind of just like trusted me with it. And I was like, okay, let's go. Let's do it.
See, I can see you throwing down like a final exam before anybody's allowed to actually, go to the airport
And they would
or
ask
something like
questions
that.
and I would joke about it. I'd be like, I told you guys to look this up before. I don't know why. This is a little late in the game to be asking questions.
Yes, you should have known that 2 weeks ago. Like, there's no excuse for
Why
not
didn't you
knowing
bring
how
this
to.
up at the meeting when I had an open question?
Yes,
section
exactly.
Of the
Like,
meeting?
what do you mean you don't know how to link your reservation to the My Disney
Oh, the
Experience
linking
app?
was a nightmare.
Dude, all you need is your reservation number and your last name. That's all you need.
Yes.
I told you that 7
No
times.
one could pull it up, and then and then I booked all the well, we got some fast. I'm getting kind of ahead of myself. We got some fast passes, and we didn't do a ton of reservations, but enough. So we just went on a Wednesday to Wednesday to Saturday. So we flew in real early Wednesday morning, and then we flew home Saturday morning.
Nice. Okay, so let's get into that because we're going to talk about the other trip too. But so, Lion King family suite. Like, so how did that work out? How many folks were there, and like, how did this all work out for
So
like
there
the
were
accommodations?
there were going to be 8 of us, but 2 were very pregnant and going to give birth, so they dropped out. Which I love them so much.
Yeah.
I'm sorry they couldn't come, but 6 people really worked out perfect because we
Yes.
could all just be in one suite. I love Art of Animation. I love Pop is actually my number one. Well, we can get into that till later because now I'm a Caribbean beach girl after staying there for one
see?
night.
Yeah, exactly. Moving
But
on up.
so it worked out perfect. When we flew in super early Wednesday, and then we checked into our hotel room, it wasn't ready yet, and then so we did do the free water park. It was not Blizzard Beach. What's the other
Oh,
one?
see, you went to the good one, Typhoon Lagoon.
Typhoon Lagoon. Yes.
No,
It
they're
was
both
great.
fine. People are like, oh my gosh, I'm going to Blizzard Beach tomorrow. Mike, what do you say? No, they're both great. I just like Typhoon because it's more chill.
Yes, and I haven't been. I think I've only been to Blizzard Beach a long time ago, and I would recommend that for everyone. Like, if you get there early and you have time to kill, I would definitely go. It's super close. My only complaint was because I got a little, I feel like I'm lost my touch with the bus system. I don't have as much patience for it, but you do from Art of Animation, you do have to transfer at Disney
Yep.
Springs.
Yep.
Which is no big deal at all. We just were not expecting it. And we got an Uber on the way home, which was not, you can't start taking Ubers that early in the trip. You're setting yourself up for failure.
That's true.
That's got to be like the last day.
Smart. Exactly. Yes. It's like we were talking in the pre-show. You can't take your first cruise on the Disney Treasure. You got to ease in. I'm telling
Except
you.
I am
Easy.
going
Yeah,
to.
exactly. And your groom's going to have an opinion on things. I mean, we're already
Yes.
learning tons of stuff here. Life lessons.
So many life lessons so quickly.
Young ladies in our audience, the 10-year-olds, the 12-year-old, like ladies,
Mhm.
listen, your future groom is going to have an opinion. So just get that right now. Just got to
Mhm.
know. I mean, they probably won't be able to express that at points in their marriage, but they will have an opinion
Right.
on a few things, just so you know.
Yes, and I think he would have eventually given in, but I was like, okay, maybe
They
like you
will. They
should
will.
enjoy. Maybe you should enjoy this too. Like I don't want you to not have fun at our wedding.
I just say yes, fine. It's like we have to get a new roof, and she's showing me all the color because we had a bad hailstorm, and like everybody in our neighborhood's getting new roofs right now, and like all the people are up there expecting it, and they gave us a check from the insurance. We got to pay all the extra, and they're like, Pam's telling me what's the difference in this and this, and like this will cover this size hailstones the next time, and you get this different kinds of colors of roof. I'm like, I don't care what color the roof is, whatever color makes you happy. I don't even look at the roof. I know what color roof
see?
is right now. We've lived here for 6
That's
years.
the correct answer.
Exactly. I'm
See,
like,
you got it down.
100%. I've lived here for 6 years. I have no idea what color our roof is. Like, I don't look. I could care less. And she's like, oh my gosh, there's like 7 options. I'm like, pick whatever one makes you happy. Anyway, back on task. So this is gonna be fun. So you guys go to the water park, but I mean, what about like going around and was it just like what makes you happy? Was everybody just kind of catering to you? I mean, I hope that was the goal of the trip, right?
But I was very aware. I was really trying to tone it down because I didn't want to be like a drill. Because when my family goes, it's like boom, 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 boom. So it was more of like trying to be chill. It didn't end up being that chill. But yeah, so that night we had reservations at Rainforest Cafe.
Nice.
So the theme of the bachelorette party was like like cheesy Disney adult. Like that was, we were leaning into it. So like we were going like, I wouldn't recommend the Rainforest Cafe as like the best. I actually think one of my bridesmaids got food poisoning out of it, but we rolled right through it the next day.
Okay, all right. That's
she
something.
was a trooper. So we went there. So it at Typhoon Lagoon. Honestly, I wish I would have had done a little bit more research on what to do there. We didn't get a ton done, but like since it was free, it didn't really matter that much. We did the lazy river, and then we did one like two bride that was a family too that was like very much for children, which was fine, but it was like very short. And then right before we were about to leave because our room was ready, we did some of those slides that they had no weight, and they were just the slides with no tubes, and they were amazing. Like that, you could really spend like a whole day there exploring and having fun. The food's good, the drinks are good there.
Did you guys at least get in you got in the wave pool, right? And got smoked out by the big tidal wave?
Yes, we did. Yeah. Of course we got in the wave. We did the lazy river wave pool, and then we started doing a little bit more exploring. We were only there for probably like 3 hours, so not too long. And we were like kind of chilling and hanging out. And then we took the Uber back, unfortunately, and back to our hotel, got ready, went to Disney Springs, and then we tried to make it like an easy night because we were at rope dropping Epcot the next day to drink around the world.
Oof. Okay, so tell us about that. I mean, I knew that was going to be in there somewhere. It's bachelorette party. So this is going to be on your Thursday, I guess. That's probably a good day to do it.
We did it the first day because we were scared. We didn't know if we should drink around the world the day before we had to get on a flight. So we thought
probably
Thursday would be the best.
Yes.
So we rope dropped Remy. We did Remy, and then I think we booked it to Soarin'. And as I know you have this problem, but I still feel like I'm too young to be getting sick on rides. But even Remy made me a little sick this time.
It's not about your age. It's just God doesn't want you on those rides.
But Remy is supposed to be very chill. I was very shocked that it made me sick. But we did Soarin', and then we rope dropped the tequila bar, obviously, because that opens a little later.
That is good.
So that's a good. I have that advice for everyone, especially if you have a bigger party. Just wait there on the steps. And actually, it opened a little bit sooner, and there was already kind of a little line. But I've waited on the steps before outside, and you just book it right into there, and they seat you right away.
And I'll just say, you think everybody walking past is judging you, and they probably are. But guess what? You're going to be first in there anyway, so who cares? You're never going to see those people again.
They're jealous once we're stepped out. So we did that, and then we started our drinking around the world. We did ride Frozen, which the line wasn't too bad, and it was pretty hot, but we got through it. And then we did eat at Regal Eagle. Nice. And that's like really good advice I have for anyone drinking around the world.
Protein.
It's a nice mid stop, and they have something for like everyone. I have a couple other vegans in my family, but I'm a vegan, and they have the jackfruit there is so good. And that's another thing about Disney. I'm a kind of a recent vegan. I became a vegan in January, but they have amazing plant-based options at every restaurant at Disney. And it's not just like an Impossible Burger, which Impossible Burgers are fine and everything, but they have like nice meals that you wouldn't even expect. So I would recommend that Disney is a great vacation destination for vegans.
I'm glad to hear that. I love when people come on and say that because I have no idea about any of that stuff. So when authorities come on and share that for our audience, that is awesome. So Regal Beagle, good call. And, it's a great call for folks that are not, like, I love that place.
Yeah.
Just the smell of it
It's
just
so
draws
good.
me. It's that place in
I
Flame
love
Tree.
Regal Eagle.
That place, Flame Tree and Polite Pig, just draw me in with the smell.
I love Flame. I've never had fried pig, and now I probably won't since I'm a vegan. But Flame Tree barbecue is so good.
Oh, so
That barbecue chicken salad they have with the cornbread croutons.
Oh, cornbread, anything. I mean, but we're from the
Literally
Midwest. So,
anything.
so now let me ask you about the drinking around the world thing, because it's one of those things. I've never done it. I mean, I'm not a big drinker. I say that whenever I go on the podcast cruise. That's really the only time I drink, because we do those mixology classes, and you got the tequila tasting. There's like a chocolate and liqueur. I don't even know what that means, but said chocolate. Pam wanted to do it. I don't even know what liqueur means, but we'll do it. But it's one of those things. I think it's like best laid plans, right? It's 11 countries, a drink per country. I really just drink, tequila, margaritas, stuff like that. I don't drink beers or anything like that. I mean, how did it go for you guys? Because I mean, like at Epcot, it's usually hot. You're doing a lot of walking. You're
tough.
outside.
I'm not gonna lie. You gotta have the stamina for it. Luckily, we enjoy an alcoholic beverage in this group. A recommendation would be to share drinks, because
it's expensive,
especially in some countries. I know people love. There's some drink in Japan, that something blossom, that people love, and it's a lot. So I would recommend
is it the Lotus?
Share drinks.
The Lotus Blossom, I think, or something I've heard.
Yes. It is strong, like not just in alcohol, but like in flavor. Like it's a lot, especially when it's your 6th country and it's 90 degrees outside. So sharing drinks and having a sit down meal that's maybe not a reservation would be my recommendation, because you don't want to be like rushing to get someplace, and you might decide that you're hungry before your reservation would be. And so you, especially with the drinking, you got to just feel it out, because you got to make it to the end.
So were you all successful? I mean, you started. I mean, did you go sequentially? Started in Mexico. So you made it all the way to Canada.
Go to Norway. So usually, this isn't my first time drinking around the world.
Oh, look at this! We got a pro.
I want to shoot you straight. So usually we would do Mexico, and then because we would all this, I'm really just showing. This is great. Showing a lot right
I
now.
love this. I mean, it's good to have an all-star on a Monday. I like this.
So we usually rope drop the tequila bar, right?
Okay.
And then we like to we go backwards to Canada and work our way around that way, because I kind of like those countries over there more. Like they're more fun. I love them all. But like I like Canada, and I like spending some time in France. But I was worried because we got fast passes for Guardians, and the only time we could get was like 8:30. And I was like, oof, I'm already feeling that. We have a couple people get sick, so we're gonna be drinking all around the world and then do Guardians.
Yeah, that's
but
a bad
it was the best ride ever. And I'd done it one time before, but we got Everybody Wants to Rule the World. The photos on there.
I bet the photos were good. Oh yeah. But I'm sure those photos were great.
Oh my god, it was amazing. And I forgot how long it was. But yes, I didn't write it on my second trip that I went on with my family, because I think I just was Disney. I was like, I will throw up if I write. And we hadn't even drank around the world. We hadn't even drank it all that day. I was like, I can't. But yeah, we made it all the way to fireworks. And then we did get on we took Skyliner obviously back, and the line on the Skyliner was, it was a line to get on, and then it was a line again, like to get on again at like a huge queue to get back on when we transferred. But we got there all in one shape. Everyone still able to walk and everything. And then we went to sleep, and then we rope dropped Animal Kingdom the next day, which, as you know, is a very early day to rope drop.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Okay, so you go back, you did all this, man. It's a busy day. My wife always says self-abuse is no excuse, so just keep going. And so you guys did, and in the advice of Pam Rallman. But then you pick, I love this. You pick the toughest park, in my opinion, just to rope drop the next day, because Animal Kingdom's the biggest. It's got, to walk around, it's got kind of tough terrain, even just like on your feet, like the ground's not smooth, and it's just, it's a lot. And I think
the early entry was like 7:30.
Oh my
so
gosh.
I think we were,
yes, let's
we were
plus
up at
one.
Like
yes.
6:15.
Oh my gosh. Like, what this, did anybody show up? Is anybody going to show up to your wedding?
We were just ready to go.
You might not have bridesmaids.
Yes, they all do. And I told them they needed to start training before. And honestly, I think I was the one who got more tired. Like, Natalie, you got to keep up. And I was like, I know, I'm sorry.
Dude, just leave
But
me.
we
Just leave
rope
me.
dropped Flight of Passage there. And we have a couple people didn't write it. We had a couple people who were pregnant that couldn't write it. Flight of Passage usually makes me sick, but I think I had the Lord or Savior on our side
There you
after
go.
the
Okay.
drinking around the world. And then we did Navi River Ride, and then we did Yeti, and then we did have reservations at Tusker House,
Nice.
which amazing. Love Tusker House.
That's a good call.
So after
I love
that was
character
it
name.
at Animal Kingdom. So we did cut the day kind of short at Animal Kingdom. So then we went back to the hotel, changed around, and then we hit Hollywood Studios running. We were ready to go at Hollywood Studios. We had an Olga's Canteen reservation at Hollywood Studios.
But that's fun, right? I mean, Olga's Cantina, though, I mean, you're not going to like drink a lot there. You're just going to probably have a drink or two and you're going to get in, get out. But you have that Star Wars kind of atmosphere in there. You know, DJ Rex is spinning the tunes. I like that. That's just that's more of an experience than going to a bar.
Yeah, we needed like base points just like to keep everyone's spirit high. But I will say the Hollywood Studios, it was my favorite day. And it's like a real testament to like, you got to make the best of it because every ride went down. We got on Tower of Terror, which was fine. Then some of us went on a Rock and Roller Coaster. We were waiting. And then we were about to get out of line because it was down. And this, whoever, I wish I could remember her name, the cast member was like, no, wait a second. We're going to give just wait 2 more seconds. They're going to give you a fast pass. We're like, oh, really?
Let's go.
Because it was down. So they gave us a fast pass, and then we're like, okay, let's go try to ride Rise. Rise broke down after waiting for a while. So
Maybe it was God protecting you
going.
from all your bad decisions over the last previous 36 hours. Like we need to just stop this.
Yes, we couldn't keep it rolling. So then we did all go do Mickey and Minnie's as a group, and then I did Fantasmic for the first time a couple years ago, and I was blown away. I didn't even know it existed. And when we did it, it was like half empty. I think it was one time when they did 2 shows. So I was like, that's fine. Like, they're like, there's only gonna be partial seating as we're like booking to get up there. I'm like, it'll be fine. We come around that corner. I was in shock at how many people were there.
Yes.
I did not even I was blown away. There was a sea of people, and they said partial seating. I was like, it's fine, we'll still see it. No, they meant partial seating. So we did not stay for Fantasmic. We were pretty much done. But then we did get an Uber back from there, and our Uber was a one of those karaoke Ubers just by chance.
Shut up. Those existed. I've only seen them on The Amazing Race. I didn't know they had those in the States. I'd love to have one. Did you it was random? Like you just picked a regular Uber, or did you pick it on the...
Yeah, we just got in and we
Shut
I think we did... My sister-in-law did Shallows from what's that movie, Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga.
I don't watch movies, and I definitely don't watch Bradley Cooper movies. But I'm just saying,
like send us around again. It was
shut
like a whole ride.
No way that you had a... dude, I would love to have a...
I know. I think
Uber.
they felt bad for like shutting down every ride. We're like, we're gonna give you one last little special thing, and it was so exciting. And our flight wasn't that early the next day, so we went back. Actually, we ate and we swam, and I didn't even realize that the pools were open that late. They're open they're open till like 11.
Yeah.
Which I was
night swimming at Walt Disney World is the best. I mean, that is just... It's the best.
Yeah, it was a great way to end the trip.
Do you guys have good weather throughout? I mean, it sounds like you did.
It didn't rain at all on that trip, but it was hot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm just getting weaker with age, or maybe it was the drinking around the world, the 12 drinks. But it was
up to you. Yeah.
We were feeling it for sure.
Okay, so successful bachelorette party. You may or may not have bridesmaids to show up at your wedding. We'll see. Because you wore them out. But okay, so tell us about that second trip you wanted to talk about, and then we'll kind of talk about the plans for the honeymoon out at Disneyland, because that's gonna be a whole new ball game there. But what's this other trip?
Yes.
Because I mean, this one sounds...
So my family, my mom just booked it because she knew I was going, and she just she can't help herself, so she booked one. It was a week and a half later, so it was me, my family, or my parents, my brother, his wife, their 2 kids, and then my fiance came down because he was on a work trip. We did one night at Caribbean Beach, and I've never been because I always love Pop. I'm like, why would you stay at Caribbean Beach when Pop's right there and it's cheaper? But we stayed at Caribbean Beach one night. I get it now. I get why people stay. It is so nice. The pool's amazing. We were in whichever the one that's closest to Riviera.
Probably Aruba.
Aruba, yep. So we walked over there for dinner the first night. At Primo Piazza, is that what it's called?
Yeah, Primo Piazza.
Not the best vegan options, but everyone else, they loved what they got. But then after that, we went to Magic Kingdom the next day, and we got the Premier Pass, which...
Okay, so obviously that is really expensive. It's a big splurge for people, and not many people have ever had this. I think it's one of those pie in the sky things. Everybody says, man, I am going to do this someday, but you did it with your family. So walk us through like what the logistics of that. So you get it, you purchase it, and then what is it? What's it like to use it logistically throughout the day? Like you pick.
So
like,
you get there and you
off?
just ride, you just go up to a ride and you just walk on through the lightning lane. You scan in and everything, and you can only do rides once,
One time.
obviously. But Magic Kingdom already kind of it's my least favorite park. It really stresses me out. There's so many people. There's like only that one small entrance. It's just very stressful. But the Premier Pass, obviously, I know it's not feasible. We'll probably never do it again because it's just crazy ridiculous. But it is, if you can pull it off, I would say, especially for Magic Kingdom, it is 100% worth it.
So did you guys?
You just go up, you go on your rides, and then you just wait. You just make your way around the park.
So with
crazy.
that, I mean, obviously it takes all your planning out, right? I mean, because you guys could just go wherever you wanted, whenever you wanted. So you could literally kind of go like, back in the old days, if you wanted to do all of Adventureland, you could just knock off Adventureland, then go into Frontierland and do Frontierland, and then move into Liberty Square. So, is that how you did it? So you didn't have to zigzag, or like what was the day like?
We started through I think it's Frontierland. We started with Jungle Cruise, worked way that way. We were switching hotels that day to Animal Kingdom, and we had a reservation at Ohana, which was our first time also doing that, the breakfast, which was also amazing. And that's another thing. We're like, oh, well, we'll just go eat and we'll come back later and we'll have time to do everything. So we weren't rushed at all. I think we made it like, we did do all the way around, and we stopped, I think, after Peter Pan's or maybe we did Ariel, something, and then we left, but we knocked out so many rides, like within the first, like 3 hours. It was crazy.
That is nuts. Because, I mean, way back in the day, like one of the media things, they gave us a Magic Band that had unlimited fast passes on it. And it was kind of the same thing. And I was there by myself, right? Because I was down there. It was when Seven Dwarfs Mine Train opened in 2014. And I didn't even know it had it. I was actually talking with Lou Mangello back then. He told me, he's like, that Magic Band has unlimited fast pass. I was like, whatever, it does not. I thought he was totally messing with me because it's my first time I'd ever been to one of those things. He's like, it does. We were staying at Wilderness Lodge. And I was like, and part of me was like, he's totally playing me. Like, but then I was like, I don't know if he's playing me or not. So I had this Magic Band. It was right when Magic Bands first came out. I mean, they've been out for like a year. So I'm like, I'm here by myself, and we had the evening with nothing to do. So I'm like, it was like 3 PM. I'm like,
let me just see.
So what I did, I got on a boat as fast as I could, and I just took a boat over to the Magic Kingdom, and I think I went to the first thing I came to, and I think it was like, what was it? I turned the corner. I think it was Jungle Cruise. I went into Adventureland. Whatever had it. First thing I came to, they had a fast pass, like checker in her. And I just went up there, and I was hoping nobody would see me, and I was like, if this thing turns green. Because I had no fast passes, right? And it went boop, and it turned green. I was like, "Oh my goodness, it's on!" And I was but the thing was, I was so exhausted because, because I was totally by myself, so I didn't have to wait for anybody. I just kept going and going and going. I mean, this was back when you had to wait like 3 hours to meet Anna and Elsa, like in that fairy tale hall behind Cinderella Castle. I mean, I met them just because I could. Like, I didn't need to, but I could. It was insanity, and I just kept going. I was so tired that night because I never. I was like, I can't waste this. I get this one day or one time.
That's
but
how we felt.
Is that how it was for you guys? Because it's crazy. It's insanity.
Yes, it was just like, and almost you feel so like almost bad by the end. You're like, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm just gonna walk, especially with like the e-ticket items. Like when we walked on Tron, I'm like, no, I'm used to having to like fight for a mobile boarding pass, like check my time a million times, and I'm just gonna scan in and walk in and go right to the front. It felt ridiculous. Yes. But it was amazing. It's the best way to do Magic. It's the best way to do any park. But Magic Kingdom, if you could swing it, I would definitely recommend it 100%.
I mean, I totally appreciate it. And the thing was, like, all these other people that were there, all these other, people that got invited to this event, like nobody even wanted to leave the Wilderness Lodge because they didn't want to they just want to sit down and relax and chill.
Magic I'm like, very scary.
Exactly. I'm like, are you not Disney fans? Like, you have like a Magic Band that has all this power. Like, why are you possible? Why are you not over here having fun? Like, you just want to sit at Wilderness Lodge is great and all, but man, you have a Magic Band that has all these fast passes. Are you not a Disney fan? Like, I appreciate it. Like, oh my God, I had so much. I still have that Magic Band because of that day. I remember I was like, greatest day ever in the history of the world. It was so fun. Anyway, so Okay, so let's talk about the Animal Kingdom Lodge because you guys had an amazing accommodation over there. So tell us about that
Yes.
because again, like Premier Pass is awesome, but I mean this may trump that
Yeah,
even.
this is making us seem. I know you're not gonna believe it. This is making us seem a lot more uppity than we are. We don't really have it like this. We usually stay at Pop Century, but this time we were talking about it forever, and I still don't really understand how it works because I didn't really do it. But we rented DVC points,
Mhm.
and so we rented it and we just looked and we booked the 3 bedroom, which was unreal. I did have to check myself because I watched them on TikTok, obviously, and some of them you can get like a one that's 2 stories at Animal Kingdom Lodge,
Mhm.
and ours didn't have it. And I was like, man, I was like, if you do not get a grip, like,
my
you are
my
in a
room is
three
only
bedroom
my three
suite.
bedroom is only 1 story. Oh my gosh, yeah,
Yeah,
holy
I
crap.
was like, "Oh my, you spoiled brat! You just went on your bachelor party." So I got it in line very quick, but it was unbelievable. If I think any lodge there, and everyone I know, people complain they think it's outdated at Animal Kingdom Lodge. I thought it was beautiful. I had no complaints about anything, and people say that like maybe I get all my information from TikTok. They think that the 3 bedroom it's too far of a walk. I didn't think it was far of a walk at all. I thought it was amazing.
See, what I'm not even on TikTok. I just hear everything from my daughter, and I see like TikToks on
Yes.
Instagram, right? The reposts and stuff like that. But
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
and so I try to stay hip a little, but um, I appreciate that. So now it was in the Kidani side, I'm guessing, the 3 bedroom, or you're right?
Yes, I
Okay.
believe so. No? Which it was on the other it was whatever Sanaa's not on, because we did
Oh,
eat
so it
at
was on
Sanaa
the
and we had
Jumbo
a
side. Okay, so you're in the main
yeah, so we were on
building.
Jumbo. That was our first time staying at Jumbo. We have stayed there one time before in a regular non-Savannah room.
Okay.
But we
Three.
stayed in Kadani, but it was on Jumbo side. I think Kadani is the one that has the 2 story. So
Oh,
you
okay. Okay. Yeah, because that's more the that's kind of the all DVC section where Jumbo has it's mostly cash rooms, just regular resort rooms, but they do have a DVC
Mhm.
section kind of up higher.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So, I mean, see, my temptation though would be but I mean, you had a larger group, right? So it allowed you guys all to be together. So
Yeah,
I've,
every room was filled, but it's still we're used to staying in like shoving people in rooms with a fifth sleeper. So
yeah.
it felt crazy. It
So
was
I've
bad.
only done something similar to that one time. Like we had a 2 bedroom for like 4 or 5 nights over at Old Key West where my family stayed with Scott's family in the 2 bedroom.
Mhm.
And it totally threw me kind of for a loop because what I found was we had the bigger accommodation with like the living room and the kitchen and the patio and stuff
Mhm.
like that. Is that all of a sudden I didn't want to go to the parks. Like I wanted to hang
Yes.
out because Scott and I we're not together very much. We talk all the time. Like we
Uh-huh.
talk via text and FaceTime and we do the shows together and we're always in contact, but we're never like hanging out in person where we can play board games and just hang out and watch
Yeah.
TV and just like hang out, like watch people play golf on the golf course at Old Key West or whatever. So what we found out was like we're going to go to all these theme parks, but then once we were together in this huge accommodation where we could all be in one place at one time, we hung out a lot just at the villa. Was that something
Yeah,
that maybe
and we
popped
did
up for you?
yeah, we did that too. And especially since me and my sister-in-law had just gotten back from that trip. So we were like, oh, we're just gonna relax. We did a full pool. I'd never well, I guess we went to Hollywood Studios that night, but I had never really done like a legit pool day. And it was so nice there. Yeah, and we would just hang out. Like, and going back at night, like sometimes you're like, oh, I don't, it's like 8 o'clock. What are we gonna do? But you had this whole that it was bigger than my house.
Yes, that's how I felt about Old Key West because we don't have a very big house either. I mean, it's like the living
No,
room is
ours house
huge
is so
and
we have a
yeah,
small two me and my fiance have a small 2 bedroom. I was like, this there was a pool table, so my niece and nephew were playing on
yeah,
they like wanted to go back to the room, which I know is very common for little kids. So especially when it was a giant
yeah,
3 bedroom.
exactly.
It was huge. It was so nice. Yeah, but we did want to spend a lot of time there. And oh, Animal Kingdom Lodge is just so nice. You want to
Right.
just take it all in. So
Yeah, that's a lot.
we
That'd be
spent a lot more
awesome.
time there than we did, especially on that trip, than in the parks. And it was, I don't know, the heat again. Whew, it was taken out of me. I don't know if it's because I just been and I suffered through all that, but the heat was a lot.
So, what are some other highlights? I mean, outside of, I mean, I would never forget this stay. Premier Pass at Magic Kingdom
No.
and staying in this 3 bedroom villa over at Animal Kingdom Lodge. But I mean, any other fun times in the other theme parks besides Magic? Man, you'd be so spoiled, like going to having to be a commoner again at Epcot and like waiting in line. But I mean,
I
I mean,
yeah,
any
and
other
we
good
didn't
meals with
get.
the
Oh, well,
family?
I guess yeah, me and my fiance, we went to Hollywood Studios, just us two. I think the next night, or one of the nights, it's all blurring together. And we just did like 3 fast passes, and that was really nice. But other than that, which we didn't get a lightning lane or anything the next day, and it was what else did we do? We ate at Boma one morning, which I liked it. I'm not crazy about big breakfasts Like, that's not really my thing. Like, I'd rather have like a nice big lunch or something because I'm not crazy about breakfast food. But they did have really good vegan options too at Boma. You just have to request that, like just talk to them and they'll bring it out. It does take away from it because you don't get like the full buffet experience where you get to go up and keep like filling
Yeah.
your plate. But if you request the food, they do have very good vegan options and they'll just bring it directly to your table.
It's a good tip. I mean, Boma, Boma, I just lose control. That place is so
Yeah,
good.
my fiance is a big eater, and he is not vegan, and he was all about all of it.
Boma is Boma and like Ohana, those places they're all you can eat with such good food. They're just, I almost, in a way, like I stay away from them because I just don't have the discipline, especially when I'm at a place like at Walt Disney World, because I do get up and run every morning. So like my appetite stays like pretty strong, and then you're up and you're in the heat all day and you're, walking, another 10, 15,000 steps. And it can be dangerous.
Yeah, I'm sure that you have no problem, especially when you're running your 10 miles in the morning.
But I mean, you can eat a lot at those places. I mean,
the buffets are fun.
dangerous.
I can't deny it.
They are fun, but yeah, I try to, I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with buffets lately. I kind of like going to.
And by the end of your Disney trip, you're like, I don't know if I can eat another. Like, I can eat.
My wife says that. My wife says that about cruises. Like, it's like, because you get all like cruises, you're gonna get like 2 or 3 entrees. Like if you want the steak or the pasta, they'll be like, oh, and they laugh. They'll bring you both. And like, in the real world, you do not need 2 entrees. What dessert do you want? They'll bring you 4 desserts. Like there's nobody that needs 4 desserts, but they'll bring them. It's like my wife always says that.
Isn't there like a ice cream place on the cruise that you can just walk up and get a cone?
Oh yeah, there's a soft serve machine, just 24 hours a day, just anytime you want. It's like
and the 24-hour day, I just see. I need to get on one. So maybe I should start with 4 days, not the 7 days, because if I do that for 7 days, my first round it might kill me.
Like I said, my wife, like by the end of the cruise, she was like, I'm kind of fooded out because you eat such good food and like rich food, like during a cruise, like ice cream machine all the time, 24-hour room service, it's included. Like you can get chocolate chip cookies at the drop of a hat. You just get on the phone and they bring you Mickey bars. They're included. I mean, it's just like, it's insanity. But then here's the other worst part about that. But when you get home, you're like craving sweets like after you eat every meal, right? Like, so like I'll have my turkey. Like every day for lunch, I have a turkey sandwich and some baked chips. And then I'm just like, oh, I need like a Mickey bars. You're like, this is the saddest lunch ever.
Yeah, like, no, I'm not on vacation anymore. I can't.
Exactly. It's like, oh my gosh, it's so bad. But anyway, so let's wrap that trip. But let's move into the third phase here because you are getting married in October. Congratulations. It's going to be awesome.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
So now your honeymoon is going to be, I guess, out west where you said you're going to tag on a little Disneyland onto the honeymoon, right?
It was kind of always my plan. We're flying into Vegas and then we're going to do like Zion National Park, Bryce National Park. That's more his thing. And again, I'm being a very supportive wife.
Like
I'm also very excited for it too. But then I started looking, I was like, it's only a $60 flight from Vegas to LAX. And he was like, actually, because we're going to have a car. And he was like, what if we drive to Joshua Tree, which is like a 6-hour drive, do a couple nights there, and then we're going to drive to Disneyland, which is only 2 hours. And so I just booked it actually last week because we're gonna stay at the Hojo. We're staying 3 nights, and we're just doing a 2-day hopper with Lightning Lane.
That's the way to do it. You want to have the park hopper, want to have the Lightning Lane. You'll feel like rock stars. And so now, when you guys real quick going to the parks, you guys just gonna like hike, or is he a runner, or like what's the story with that? I'm just curious. I love national parks.
He's talking about these big hikes we're gonna do, and I'm not. I'm not 100% sure. I'm looking up like the smaller ones.
See, he's making you earn your ears before you go to Disneyland. Is what he's doing. I like it.
He said something about doing 10-mile hikes. I was like, oh, I won't. Yeah. I said, whatever you think. But I can't do a 10-mile hike in the desert.
Yes, you can.
I will die.
Yes,
I cannot.
How bad do you want to go to Disneyland?
Pretty bad though. I like mine. The other thing with Disneyland too is I feel like there's like not enough. I feel like I should be doing more. Because with Disney World, you're planning. But right. This, it's kind of like it. There's not any reservations really to make.
Nope.
Or anything, right?
Well, I mean, because you're not going to be there that long. You can make some table service restaurant reservations 60 days out, but you do them 1 day at a time at Disneyland. So you would make, 60 days out.
I just heard that on your on your listener questions today.
So you would make it like 60 days out. You would make it for 1 day, and then the next day you would make it for the next day. Like you do that 3 times. But that's really all you'd have to do. With your lightning lane, it activates when you go into the park. Like it becomes hot. Like as soon as you enter the gate, you pick your first one, which I love. That's awesome.
Yeah,
but
I
you
like
really
that
don't even,
too.
you really don't even need it though. Like you just telling you, like your first time out there, this just, I just think it's
Take
perfect.
it in.
Take it in, but go back, just go Disneyland, just go back to Fantasyland at rope drop. And I'm
Okay.
telling you what, it's like being in a commercial. It's like going back to I mean, I'm not from that time either, but like, like it's almost like Walt Disney's there. It's like the 50s. You'll see characters on the carousel or the marching band will be parading around. It is the essence of why you go to Disney. Like Fantasyland at rope drop is so good. And you
I'm
can
so
ride
excited. And none
everything.
of my family, none of us have, and no one has been to Disneyland. So I'm really taking this. I said, oh, don't worry, guys. I will take this one for the team, and I will scope it out for us, and then we can all go.
Yeah, and it's like you say, I mean, comparing the two, and you're like watching TikToks trying to decide, like, oh my gosh, there's so much information on like all these good neighbor hotels and the Disneyland hotels and so forth. And there is a lot, but it is a lot easier once you get out there because you just hop, because you have the park hopper, you can just go back and forth, and it blows your mind until you do it, like how easy it is to hop between DCA and Disneyland. And with Lightning Lane out there, two things. The density of the attractions, there's so many attractions that you can just, with that lightning lane, you're boom, 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 you're just going in and out of attractions, just like lickety split. And the thing is, there's so many locals in those parks, and the locals don't get lightning lane, like, because they're there all the time. So as a guest from out of state, you have lightning lane where a lot of people don't. That's what makes it super valuable, because most people are not going to have it. You will. And that gives it more value. So I think that's a great move for everybody that's going out there.
Okay. I'm really excited to just take it one step at a time when I'm out there.
So what are you looking forward to though? I mean, like, is there an attraction, something that you've seen that's besides like, because I'm always curious because I didn't know what to expect. But I mean, is there something that you're excited
I want to do Radiator Springs.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. And I heard that they like switch, they like at sundown, they turn all the lights on.
Yeah, it's
or
called
something.
it's called the Shaboom, right at sundown on right down the main drag there on
I
Route
really
66.
want to do that. I want to do I'm forgetting all my stuff. The Bayou restaurant is that in Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yes, it's Blue Bayou. Yes, that is a great restaurant. Yes, and get a Monte Cristo and a Hurricane. Oof, so good. Yes.
My fiance will have to get that since it's the me, but I will tell him to get it. And I'm also excited. So when we did the premiere pass, this is also something to remember in Magic Kingdom. Tiana's Bayou, I haven't rode it yet because it shuts down sometimes at sundown or something. So it was not. We were hoping to ride it at night. And we put it off, and then we went to ride it, and it was not open at Magic Kingdom. So I'm hoping to ride it at Disneyland.
I don't think it shuts down at sundown at Disneyland. I could be wrong, but I think it just runs.
But no, in Disney World.
Well, I'm not sure, but I'll tell you what, though, the one at Disneyland, you get drenched on that thing. I'm just telling you, be ready.
That,
dude,
but
people
I'm ready.
get off that thing like they just took a dip in the river. I mean, it is crazy. I don't know. It's a single shot.
Your hotel's right there, so if you need a change, you can just look right home.
That's true. But I mean, I don't know why they do that to people. Like they get off that thing. It's like, dude, did you just swim the river?
And it's not super hot there either, so it's not like.
Yeah.
I mean, I know
it's not humid,
hot, but it's not like.
Yeah, it's not humid. If it's so comfortable,
Yes.
it's so For people from the Midwest, like the South, it is so comfortable out there. You're just like skipping down, like through Nolan Square. You're like whistling and humming. You're like, this is so awesome. There's no humidity. Like we were there in 22, we visited for a week and we bought sweatshirts. This was the week of the 4th of July. We had sweatshirts on every night.
I want to have a sweatshirt on Main Street.
It was unreal.
I see
I'm like,
people
I
on
can't believe
TikTok
it.
and they have jeans on. I'm like, what is happening?
I know.
That's not Disney World.
Because we typically this is the week because it's a dead week for sports, right? So we're always like traveling this 4th of July week or whatever down to World, and it's like you just try to survive when you're outside of World, right? Because it's so hot and humid.
Yes.
You're just like, oh my gosh, the sun is going to kill me and the humidity.
Searching for shade.
Oh, you're just like, oh, I can't make it. And then we went out to Disneyland that same week, and I'm just like, Scott, I think I have to buy a sweatshirt. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm cold. I'm cold. He's like, me too. And like the whole crew, all of us, like 7 of us had sweatshirts on. I'm like, this is something's wrong. That's
what I'm so excited. That's one of the things I'm so excited for is buying a sweatshirt.
Yes, it is
being
so
able to
good.
wear it in the park.
All right. Well, I think we got to wrap because we're up on it with the clock. But congratulations on the upcoming wedding. And thanks for making this Monday awesome. A lot of energy and great stories for the show. Great trips. We appreciate it. Good stuff.
Thank
Thanks,
you
Natalie.
so much. It was so fun.
All right. Hey, we'll have to come back and hear about this Disneyland experience when you get back. So after the big wedding and everything settles down, maybe we'll do this, towards the end of the year.
Yep, I would love to.
All right. Don't forget today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. So check out all the details this week over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. Don't forget Prime Days are July 8th through 11th, and you can use that link as you get those Prime Day deals. We'd really appreciate that. Again, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys make the show possible. Couldn't do it without your support. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd love to have you. Patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. You can be a follow on the social media at BeOurGuestMike. That's on X.com, Instagram, and Threads. And come on over to the Clubhouse. That's where we chat and hang out 24/7, 365. It's free for everybody. Just join. I'll welcome you personally, and we'll have a good old time. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Clubhouse. And finally, join us. No live show this Sunday night because we'll be sailing away on the Disney Magic. That's right. No live show this Sunday night, but we will be checking in on all these locations from the ship. So give us a follow in all the places because we're going to buy the internet. We're going to take StreamYard with us. Scott and I will be having a good time. So just make sure you're subscribed on YouTube or X.com, wherever you can subscribe so you get a notification, because who knows what time we could be going live because we're on vacation. So it could be wild. So be ready because we're going to do some live streams from the Disney Magic. And maybe Lookout Key, maybe Castaway Key, who knows. All right, so we're going to jump out of here and wish you a great Monday. We'll be back on Wednesday with listener questions. So for Natalie out in Indy, I'm Mike here in Missouri. You guys have a great week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.